So I wanted to start out with a couple of quotes. This one's from a Chippewa woman. There's about 8,000 Chippewas on the planet left. And she basically says, a Native American's language is the very sense of who they are. When it leaves, they leave. This one's from Philip Cash. It's urgent that we all understand how vitally important it is that language gets transferred to the younger generation. The reason why that's important is basically an idea that comes from a linguist named Noam Chomsky. And besides all of his political stuff, he teaches that you cannot have a thought without having the word for it. And so when a native language leaves, when someone dies, that knowledge, that wisdom, everything that they carried with them in their life dies with that language. About 9 years ago, I was doing some freelance work for the Native American Times, and we had an idea to videotape elders, which sounds kind of like a trivial idea, but it's really not when you consider that a lot of these cultures don't have any written language, don't have any written stories, don't have any written wisdom. And so videotaping was a great sort of model to really capture this stuff and save it for future generations. And fast forward 9 years, I've started a project about 6 months ago called the Native Language Project. Its mission is to use technology to bring the wisdom of our elders to a younger generation. We've got 3 goals in the organization. The first, of course, is to store online audio and video of native languages. The second is to communicate the importance, like I'm doing with you tonight. And the third is really to provide the tools and resources that older and younger generations need to basically perpetuate this project. In a sense, we want to create sort of an interactive museum, if you can think about it that way. A museum in which the curators are those that contribute to the project itself. What we want to do is connect older generations from their language, their wisdom, the things that they know, with a younger generation who communicates more, of course, in an online and a digital world, using this sort of citizen journalism and field journalism techniques that are sort of gaining popularity these days. We've gotten a lot of support from the Navajo tribe, from the Osage tribe here locally, and a huge, huge shout out to the Arts and Humanities Council of Tulsa, who's helped us out sort of brainstorm this project and really bring it to fruition. There's a lot of other movements and a lot of other organizations that are sort of doing the same thing. The Hopi tribe, the teenagers in that tribe are now defining themselves by the language that they use to kind of separate themselves and find their own way. Rosetta Stone has actually opened up their software to capturing native languages as well. The first phase of this project really kind of want it to be kind of like a StoryCorps event. If you don't know what StoryCorps is, you can look them up online. So really what we want to do is spend a weekend doing nothing but recording. Recording as much as we can, as many stories as we can, from as many elders as we can, and sort of edit it all, format it all down, and basically put it online. But then once we have that, what we'd like to do is not only continue our own recording initiatives, but provide the tools and resources that others would need. You know, this is the equipment we use. This is how we did it. This is how we went out in the field. This is what you can do. And so that people can basically conduct their own interviews you know, we create one module on ourselves, but we want everyone to be able to contribute to us as well, so that we can basically be advocates to continue to talk about how important it is to preserve native languages, and we can connect with other tribes, museums, other language preservation projects that other tribes are working on. The Smithsonian's got a endangered project fund, and there's one that's actually been started by the federal government as well. If you want to get involved, if this is something you want to learn more about, we have a Twitter account. We also have a website. Please visit our website, sign up to the email newsletter. I just started that up this week. Donations are welcomed. If there are any grant writers in the audience, I'd love to have your phone number. We're basically raising money right now for the production time, travel, equipment, the things that we'll need to basically launch our pilot project. After that, we'll be looking for more tribal support and endorsement, of which we basically have 4 tribes that we're already set, ready to talk to. I'd like to thank my lovely wife and daughter in the back of the room. Your true love goes to wild oats and gets you medicine so that you can get through the talk. I'd also like to thank Andrew Bryant, Anthony Gettig, and Frank and Heather Mulhern, all of which, and again, the Arts and Humanities Council have helped me sort of bring this project to its birth, which is happening tonight. Thank you.